It is open, my friends, while toils have yet to begin. Laughter we had in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Alberin, where we play TTRPGs and have a hoot. The wonderful Peter is taking care of their kiddo. So while they're doing that, we're going to get back to it. I say that like we took a live break. Can you tell we started doing all this live and then switched to doing it this way? Last we left off with this wonderful group, they went through a drinking contest that Draken realized was a bit of a dupe. He was getting cheated partway through it, but he held his own quite honorably and won himself a contract with a captain who just seemed interested in testing them. After a morning escapade of picking up some prescriptions for Storsboob so that he can survive a journey like this, they headed off to the ship, the MSS Voyage, and arrive as you encounter the crew, a decent chunk of people, carrying on some crates to the ship itself. It's a decent-sized ship. It's a single deck with 8 guns on either side, top guns as well. Very pristine looking. Like, who here has sailing or like sailing background? No one.
Not a background. Been on boats.
Been on boats. If you've been on a boat, you can give me a bit of a history check, but at disadvantage. What kind
I
of
could probably make a boat, given like a couple of years, infinite source resources, you know.
Infinite resources, that kind of stuff. Yeah. 5. It's a shiny boat. That's basically what you'll get from me. It's a very shiny boat.
Can I? Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. I'd like to do, just as we're walking up to it, I'd like to do an investigation check, just for the mechanisms of the boat, how it moves.
Oh sure. Yeah.
Like what kind of engine it's running on, like that kind of stuff, just so I get a better understanding before we get going. And while I have this spectacular view of the outside, so I'm gonna roll investigation.
Definitely. Any other kind of checks anyone else would like to do as well? No, and then just investigation.
Kiz has never been on a boat before, so Kiz is just assuming it's land that floats.
Land
I
that
rolled
floats.
a 17 for my investigation check.
17. This boat, or this ship, doesn't have engines. It's a sailing ship, which is actually probably something that you're not entirely used to seeing, because in your lifetime, the Andreans have not used sailing ships.
Yep.
They've used things much closer to like ironclads.
Mm-hmm.
So the thought with the 17 would be more like, why didn't they just keep it in the air? Because it looks like the air vessels you're used to, not the sea voyaging ships you're used to.
Right. So I guess I kind of have like a puzzled look on my face as we're about to board, trying to figure out why somebody would use sails instead of a motor sword.
Yeah, looking for the signs of the, what did I call it? I'm going to give it a name now, because I don't think I actually ever officially gave it a name. They're only really just starting to use it. A Florianite. That's not right. I'm going to have to come up with a better name for it. The substance that makes things fly. You see, just on the dockyard, someone talking to someone who's very clearly the dockmaster, decent-sized elven man who's got just pitch black hair that's braided over one of his shoulders. Talking to the dockmaster and hands him a pouch. His eyes pander over to you all, and he goes, "And it looks like our guests are here. Thank you, dockmaster, for all your efficiency. We'll be catching you later, I suppose." As he turns and pivots, addresses you all. "I presume you're the individuals. You're not part of the crew, and so it doesn't make sense you'll be on this pier." "Oh, right. First mate Johnny John. At your service." Offers a hand to each of you to shake.
I give him my name. Yeah, I'm gonna say, well, we're here. How can we help?
By promptly getting yourself on board. Captain would like to leave in a jiffy here.
Will do.
Oh, when you do, find yourself a nice place to be hunkering down. First initial parts of a voyage with Captain Quincy is always a rough start. He walks off to another pile of crates and picks up 2, starts walking back onto the ship as more and more people are walking on and not coming back off. It looks like they really are done loading things up.
Okay. Motion everyone to follow me on.
Kiz is gonna find a spot that has pretty good view of the deck and the sea, but is also as much out of the way of feet as possible, and if necessary, we'll ask to make sure that they are out of the way, and tie themselves to an object that is solidly part of the deck.
What exactly are you doing?
Want to see?
Huh?
They said it was going to be rough. I want to see.
Never mind. And I'm just gonna find us enough room for 4 of us.
Question.
Answer.
The plank that they're using to get on the
It's
ship,
Not
I
gonna
give
be
it a good material look at it. Oh, fuck.
language.
I'm sorry. I pop up to the top. I'll pop up to the deck.
There's a few people who kind of, one person who's holding crates as you walk up to it kind of stop, give you a once over, look at the plank, and look at you. All need to look over and see you're gone. And then looks up. That was cool. He starts walking up himself. You're coming with us? Never had it.
Yes.
Oh, I was asking facetiously, but you talk. That's nice as well. Should be a fun one. He just, while he's still staring at you, walks off to a pile of crates and nearly puts it on top of Kiz, where he's tied
Sorry.
himself down, and then stops and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." Puts it next to him. That knot's actually not very good. Here, I'll fix it up for you. He
Oh,
goes down and pulls, and it comes undone. Starts tying.
okay.
Trying to be secure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I want to see.
Oh, you want to see? Like, what kind of sea? Are you a really good sea or a real bad sea? Because you're in bad sea right now.
Kiz gives him the most confused look, and then says, "Good, see."
All right, then. Unties you. And picks you up. Like, very, just not even thinking about it. Picks you up and starts tying you to his own chest and then starts climbing up.
Kiz is giggling the whole way.
He takes you to the crow's nest. And then ties you
Oh
to the
yes,
crow's
this
nest.
good sea. This very good sea. Perfect. Kiz has good eyes.
So as you open the crow's nest, there's a nice spot that seems to be very open and almost plainly set up to where you can post up, BT. It's like a bunch of crates are kind of being put around at a little bit of an area and fastened down, but where they would normally store some things like this is just an open spot for something large to fit in. And
Okay. So I assume that I can't get around on this ship, like, going to cabins or below deck or anything like that.
no, it's far smaller than that. Like even Draken's gonna have some difficulty getting through some of these openings.
Cool. I'll just station myself where they want.
I get you there and everyone else. Now, for all of you, Kiz is up on the crow's nest now, securely fastened to the post. You can hear some soft gigglings coming from the kobold. I wanted to say tiny dragonborn, but that's not right. Coming from the kobold on occasion. For the rest of you, though, where are you stationing yourselves up? Kotal, Schnoz, and Draken.
I think I'm just gonna. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say, anywhere with enough space that's quick enough for me to get to the top deck. If I
Okay. So still staying on the main deck or going within the ship?
in the ship,
In the ship? Okay.
like as close to the first level as possible, if not the first.
Wonderful. All right.
I assume I missed the description. What did you say that this boat is similar to an 1800 sailboat, three-master? or what
Like
are we
a
talking?
schooner. Like a two-mast schooner.
Okay, cool. I want to just go to the very front of the tippy there, and I'm just gonna have the wind blowing in my gray hair.
Grey hair just whipping back. Enjoying yourself up front.
I haven't gotten a haircut since this adventure began, so
It's real
I
long.
imagine it's more like a mane than a Einstein hair at this point.
It's being whipped back. Have you ever seen Jason Momoa when his hair is just undone and not braided or anything, just like maned out in the back?
So pretty much Aquaman.
Pretty much like Aquaman, yeah. You're Aquamaning it with grey hair, but little frizzies every now and then popping out.
Nice, and not the muscles.
And no muscles, yeah. There's almost more hair than gnome at this point.
Sweet. Just how we want it.
Alright, Carter, where are you at?
I'm going to stay on the top or / main deck, and I'm just going to be by one of the big masts with that hold one of the sails. I'm generally just going to be kind of looking up at the sails, just kind of looking around at the sky around me, and then also just like looking the ship up and down, but mainly looking at the sails.
Okay. And after a while, you hear the first mate call out for everyone to prepare for cast off. Tether oars are undone. Ship is released, the gangplank is pulled up. The helmsman is told to start guiding them out. And the sails get unfurled. Power starts coming to it. And you see someone who's standing behind the helmsman now start twisting their hands and moving, and some arcane glyphs forming in front of their hands. And they pulse. And just as they pulse, wind starts gusting behind the ship, pushing it out of the docking area, speeding it along. You successfully leave the port and start your journey onwards. As the docks disappear and people start settling down, I'm actually going to address what Draken sees when he goes underneath. A lot more people than you would expect. There's a ton of people on this ship. Like, there's more people than can feasibly fit in this vessel. They all seem as though very comfortable. They're joking and talking to each other, and kind of, you get the sense in the air that they're just waiting. And some
Give
of
me
them,
insight.
yeah, go for it. Give me an insight.
Ooh, baby. 24.
24. Your insight tells you a lot of these. There's gunner crews, more gunner crews than there are guns. There's an actual militia on this ship. People who would be considered men-at-arms. Prepared for any kinds of combats. You have no idea why an adventure ship would need something like that. And just in general, about 3 times the crew than you would be needed for this size of vessel.
I can go ask the captain some questions.
As you're getting back up on the deck at that point of having that realization, the ship very powerfully moving, and if you were still standing, you're like being on a subway and then the train starting to move, that motion of getting jostled. You start approaching and getting up again, seeing Schnorsby with his hair billowing back just majestically. The maniacal cackling of Kiz and his newfound friend up on the crow's nest as they're enjoying the view and enjoying the acceleration of being high above the ground, as Kiz would think of it, or the moving ground, as it starts to propel its way. There is the standards, what you would consider to be a captain's quarters at the back. There's Caudle standing off to the side, nearby, about 10 feet away. And you haven't seen the captain yet, actually. You've only you've seen the first mate and some other people that you would guess would be like higher ups, like a female gnome who's calling and shouting out to the individuals who are adjusting the sails here and there. The helmsman who's joking with the arcanist behind them as they're moving along. A general jovial sense of air and attitude with everyone here.
I'm just gonna give the captain's quarters a knock.
You give it a knock and you hear a feminine voice from inside call out, "Enter!"
I'm gonna open up the door and walk in.
You walk in and you see a woman standing on the other side of a table with the large map kind of depicting some of the archipelago, wearing the exact same clothes as the captain as you saw yesterday. Look up and smile and say, "Draken, glad you could make it aboard. Anything I can help you with?"
Yes. Why do you have... What'd you say it was 3 times the number?
3 times as many.
Why do you have 3 times the amount of people you need to run this ship?
3 times as many. Oh, right. Yes, of course. You'll figure that out soon enough, actually. We need to get a little away from shore, and then we'll go about our shift. You'll have to get off the ship. Did Johnny tell you anything about our procedure of leaving? I'll take that as a no.
No.
Okay. Right. So, welcome to the MSS Voyage. It doesn't always look like this. It can be what I need it to be.
Okay.
Easier to see than to explain. But you definitely
At this
don't want to
point,
be
whatever happens, happens.
Excellent. Wonderful. I think you'll be decently surprised. Did everyone else make it on board with you?
Yes.
Good. Excellent. Then we're on schedule. Be roughly about 4 days, unless you want to cut it a little bit shorter. We'd have to make the supplies in order to do that, and that does cost arcane components. should rack up the bill just a little bit. Not too much.
4 days is fine.
Very good. Then, if you don't mind, I'm going to finish plotting out the course real quick, and I'll be out in just a moment.
Sure. And I'm gonna go out and stand next to Snozboop and wait.
Few minutes past.
Draken,
Oh man, go for it.
a pleasure to have you. Just some amiable silence, you know.
hmm Apparently the ship's gonna transform and get bigger.
Oh. Very fun, I assume.
We shall see. Also, the captain's a woman. Maybe that was his sister. I don't know what's going on.
Wait, I thought you drank against the captain last night. Who was
Yes.
he? Man.
Yes.
That... Are they our friends?
Now we're already on the boat, and we're about... How far away from the docks?
Tiny little dock.
Just a
Pretty
tad too far away from the docks to swim back, so...
Well, we'll convince them to be friendly if they're lying to us, huh?
Let's hope.
Well, just take it in while we can, my friend. Take it in while we can.
You hear
Snozboop
someone-
is doing this. This is what he's doing.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw, Snozboop.
Oh.
Oh,
Is this a magical effect?
No.
Okay, well, that's a 23.
23. Well, as you hold your arms out, your positioning of your feet prove very sturdy as the boat gently jostles a bit. And if your footing wasn't strong enough, you might have just fallen off board.
Oh, that would have been disappointing.
It would have been hilarious. What are you talking about?
I mean, not a great swimmer, I assume. An aged gardener. But yeah, could have been good.
You hear someone call out, "Captain on deck!" And the crew, instead of saluting, they all just give a slight cheer. And this woman wearing the same clothes as the captain that you even saw yesterday, Snozboop, comes walking out of the captain's quarters, smiles, and says, "All right, everyone, get off my boat." And there's some chuckling as a series of individuals walk up to the edge, pull out these little pendants, whisper something into them, and then throw them into the water. And as they do, very large, like longboats, essentially appear just off the sides and splash into the water. As a ton of people start filtering out from under the decks and getting off the vessel and into these boats. And Johnny John looks at all of you and is like, "You don't mind joining us? It's a rather violent shift."
Big Ten will need a boat of his own. I say as I start heading down the...
Right you are. All right. Tell you what,
I get the boat.
Bob.
If I jump on the boat, I'm going to go straight through the boat.
There's looks to be an older orc comes meandering over to you. "Oh, these boats should be able to handle you. Oh, they're magical, so they're not going to break of any kind. You can come on board. You might be able to stay afloat. I don't mean any offense, but how heavy are you?"
1 ton.
"Oh, let's find out."
Crashes
Just
through
like-
immediately, sinks to the bottom of the ocean.
Oh well, I guess I'll
Walks
walk
across
there.
the bottom to Yandu.
Yeah.
As you get onto one of these, there is the sound of, if there can be, the sound of arcane creaking. The sound of arcane creaking, and as you get on one of them, and it goes down deeply. And there's just enough need for Bob to join you, and he's sitting on one corner, all the way on the other side, kind of guiding this boat away from the MSS Voyage. Like, you're a remarkable design. Not a metal person, but just feels wrong not to admire and not to say that.
Thank you.
The rest of you get put onto other vessels and sail, or basically get arcanely
Come
powered
sail
a
away.
little way. Is there anything you're... Good reference. Anything you're wanting to ask or talk about as you're going through the process of shifting away from the ship?
Out of curiosity, Snotspoop would like to observe what kind of peoples the sailors are. I assume they're a conglomerate like all the other places we've been, but is there any... I mean, is there a lot of gnomes or what?
It's a bit of a conglomerate, like most places, but Schnozzboop, go ahead and give me a perception or an insight check with advantage, considering you're from the states of Optula.
Okay, that's gonna be a cool 28 perception.
Cool 28 perception. You can very plainly and very clearly tell that the majority of these people are ex-military, ex-Navy, particularly.
Hmm.
They all have similar speech patterns and mannerisms as you would expect to come from the Optulan Navy. And some of them even are still wearing like uniforms that have been changed and altered, so it's clear that they're no longer part of the Optulan military, but it was very obviously at some point Optulan.
Interesting. That is a strange choice. Based upon just looking at the geography, it wouldn't seem that Optula would have that much of a navy, but what do I know? Interesting.
Optula's got one of the proudest navies of Iridai, actually.
Oh, is that true?
They have a very strong navy.
Oh, well,
Very strong navy.
Interesting. So, but besides being similarly from the Optulan Navy kind of cut, it's just a hodgepodge of various.
Yeah. Hodgepodge of various species. Various people.
Okay, cool. I am, based upon Draken's, what he told me about the captain, I'm just going to openly stare at the captain. Or are they on the ship?
She is still on the ship. She did not join one of these vessels.
Is she somewhere that I can see?
You can see her standing on the helm deck, just behind the helm, as the ship is slowly growing smaller as you get some distance behind it.
More effective, I think, in that case. I'm going to look around at who's on my little boat, look for a talkative, friendly person, and inquire with them about what the captain's all about.
So the first mate, Johnny John, he will have joined you for your vessel. When he asks you, he kind of chuckles a little and is like, I'll leave you to ask her that. That's an interesting one. She'll share it freely. But I think she tells it better than I do. I've been sailing with her for a while now.
Does she perhaps have a twin brother who likes to drink alcohol?
Nope, that was her.
Okay. Very good. And with that, Snot's going to just lay back a bit. Just let it take in the sea that, besides the one voyage into the archipelago, he's not really been on the waters, so he's just going to take it in.
Different experience, and after a little bit, you get a little tap on your shoulder. And that, for all of you, as you're watching, for BT, actually, this would be preceded by a burst of energy coming from the ship, kind of in a bit of an aura sense, and it kind of emanates outwards and then collapses in on itself, and the ship almost violently just tears itself to pieces and starts shifting and changing and growing larger. Everyone else seems very accustomed to seeing this. This is something that's, even you, Draken, in all your travels, you've never seen a ship do this before.
I think Coddle would have like a mini panic attack seeing the ship like
Tear
fall
itself to
apart
pieces.
suddenly.
Yeah.
And I think from here on out, he's going to be taking a little bit aback from sail ships. Just be like, those sail ships, they just fall apart, you know?
Can I identify the magic, the school? I don't know. Is it arcane? Is it
It's arcane.
Arctech? Ancient Arctech?
No, this would be with your experience and your databanks from the era, from that time era. I just noticed a spelling mistake on my map. Oh dear. This would be fairly close to sentient arcana. Not actual sentience, but like an intelligent arcana. A very, very powerful spell that has been put onto the ship that allows it to do this. And it's... what's that school? Transfiguration? Something? I need to look at a spell list. Schools of Magic 5e, thank you! Illusion, enchantment, divination, evocation, transmutation. Transmutation!
Okay.
The first mate, actually Bob, the bosun, there you find out, BT, kind of is looking at you for a reaction. And you being mechanical, not really seeing any, he does ask, what do you think of it?
Interesting spell. Very ancient. Almost sentient.
Almost sentient. That's interesting. Pulls out, looks to be a waxed piece of paper and some stuff to start making some markings on it. What makes you think it's almost sentient? Because I had to basically convince the ship for me to be able to even work on its wood. Otherwise it would just repel all my attempted repairs.
To me, it's the energy patterns that say that it's almost sentient.
Scribbles again.
I go into a lengthy description of the energy patterns that I see.
You can tell he's...
He probably don't know if he's going to mean anything to him.
He takes notes as best he can, and you can tell he's tentative for all of it. And there are bits where he gets a bit of a confused look on his face, but he's still also trying to guide the boat back. But he listens and asks questions as you go through as well. Eventually, you get back to the vessel, and he thanks you, and he's like, thank you, everything I can do to understand, even if it's information I don't fully process. I
If you
appreciate
would
you.
have caught me a year earlier, I probably could have duplicated it.
Interesting. Very interesting. Scribbles more. For the rest of you, though, when that shift happens, the first mate's also definitely checking out your faces for your reactions. Kind of chuckles as soon as he sees the drop jaw from Coddle. Like, tends to get that center. Tends to get that form of reaction from people. When you all get back, the crew reassembles on what is now a 3-deck vessel, and about the size that you would expect for the amount of people that were on it. It is now appropriately staffed.
They murdered everybody.
It was brutal.
Well, an interesting transformation, wouldn't you say, Draken?
To say the least.
What if we were to say the most? What would you say?
If we were to say the most, what would I say? Well, I would say, how bad is this island? Someone with this many soldiers is too terrified to step foot on it.
Well, between you
Oh.
and I've been there. There is a creature that seemed to wipe everyone's minds while we were there, except a couple of us. So pretty scary. Although I'm not sure what soldiers would do against it, but whatever makes them feel safe, I suppose.
So just the 4 of us then.
Well, there are 5 of us.
5. I don't know why I keep saying 4. I'm not including myself for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, that's very selfless of you, Draken. Very selfless. But I think perhaps wisdom will triumph over brawn, and we'll make it through. Honestly, I'm hoping Big Ten has a plan because he's the one who wants to come here. So I'm hoping that comes out. Reliable Big Ten, though. So I like our chances.
My experience tells me that we're going to need both.
Maybe.
Something Big Tin and Draken would realize fairly quickly is the doorways and everything are now large enough for even BT to be able to fit through. It's a bit of a squeeze still for BT, especially on the lower decks, but your size seems to have been compensated into what this vessel has been turned into.
That's nice.
Well, do you want to cut to someone else before you come back to me and
I was going to
Peter here,
say
since
it's a course of the entire day. You will be invited to the captain's dinner at the end of the day, where the first mate and some of the other head staff are invited in to eat a meal with the captain. So unless there's anything you'd all like to do during the course of the day, or would like to cover during that time, we can just fast forward through the day and go to that
Yes,
point.
I will study the energy patterns of the ship to figure out what they can do to effectively repair the wood if needed.
Go for it. Yeah, give me an Arcana check. I know that's not very good for you, so I'm thinking of another one.
Arcana is not the worst.
Yeah, actually, you're right. It's not the worst, and I think it is going to be the best for this. The other one would be like an insight check, I would say. But an Arcana would really do it.
Is it Arcana enough against my database that I would have it at advantage?
I'm going to say no, mostly because you're creative focused on Arc-Tech and less just straight Arcana.
Very true.
So it's like borderline, but I'll take that into consideration with the DC.
It'll be 14.
14?
I mean, 11. 11.
11. Ah, ooh. with some
I'm going to study
time,
for some time. Yeah.
yeah, with some time, you think you can get to it. So tomorrow you can do another check, and it'll be at advantage. Right now, there is the sense that there's almost a feeling of familiarity to it, and almost like something is trying to not reach back because it's not sentient, but it almost feels like something's reaching back. Almost. You might need a few days. You might need some time, but yeah, that's basically what you'll get for that course of that day. Interesting checks. Keep those rolls going. I like them.
Unless someone stops Kiz is going to be tied in a similar spot as to the crow's nest, if not the crow's nest, and continue to stay there until otherwise informed.
I'll let him know. I'll let her know before dinner.
Perfect.
But I was gonna say to Snoz. Well, I was gonna ask him.
Before you do that, while you're thinking
on.
about that, I'm gonna address real quick. Kiz, you find the exact same person who's more than willing to climb back up there with you and tie you up, and they tie themselves in just for funsies as well. You find out that is just his. Let's see, what's the name I can give this random red shirt NPC?
Frederick.
Frederick. Stephen Fredericks.
Frederick.
There we go. That's his name.
I'm gonna call him Fred.
Perfect. You and Fred have a lovely day up there.
And then he's eaten by a sea monster.
Exactly. All right. Sorry, Draken. What you got?
I was gonna ask. So you said the creature on this island affects memory.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Let me see. Trying to look back at my notes to see exactly what memories had happened.
It was a long time ago. I had to find my notes for that too.
That was a rando sailor that disappeared from everyone's memory.
Yeah.
Except for, I think, like 2 of us.
Ones who were bonded with primordials at the time, yeah.
Yes.
You know, I can't find it in my notes. So I'll just say, you know, there were those that were bonded to primordials. Didn't seem affected, but yeah, the others, they just started forgetting things. I think there was maybe a sailor with us. We forgot he even existed. Yeah, I remember looking down. There was a hole, I think under a bed. And there was something in it that came out so fast that I don't remember it at all. Yeah.
Bonded to a primordial, he said.
Indeed. I'd like to roll for a history check to see if I can remember any other stuff.
Yeah, go for it. Give me a history check.
23.
23, yeah, you remember the loose details. It's not like the sailor's name, can't fully remember that one, even though you were one bonded already, and you do remember the person.
Yeah.
You remember very clearly that
Poor guy.
the other ones around, he just never existed for them. Like, when you asked, well, what happened to this crewman, they said that crewman we never had that position filled. Like, they were never there. And it was just a snap. One moment, they're there. The next moment, they're gone. No sign of the body or anything. If the person, like, put an item down, that item would still be there, but they would be gone. It's like there'd be signs and proof that an individual had existed. You would just have no memory of them ever existing.
Okay. Yeah. A sailor that was with us disappeared. And everyone but me
And BT.
and one other person and Big Ten didn't remember he existed at all. That's a feat for, I believe there's a pair of primordials on that in that city, so I guess a feat for primordials. So. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
By all the hells, I'm gonna have to talk to that creepy guy again.
Is there more than one?
There's not even an existence of a hell for you, Snowspoop. That terminology doesn't exist in Athrael.
I'm gonna retcon it that Parkoth has 12 hells, just because I really like an extreme amount of numbers instead of the 7 or the 9.
I'm just gonna have to write that down for when Parkoth becomes relevant.
It should be 13. 13's a good number for hells.
There's a 13th secret level.
It's a secret 13.
Secret level.
It's where
Like
the
how hotels
secret.
don't do.
I'm gonna have to
13 floors.
design a dungeon
The
crawl now,
13th
but it's
is where the secret
crawl
trapdoor to
hells.
get out is.
Yes. Amazing. Oh, campaign idea. Love it.
I'm gonna clarify. No, I'm gonna have to talk to Fear again. Only 2 of the 5 of us are bonded. That's not a good ratio.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the only
Would you
one
like to-
available.
Would you like to talk to Philemon?
Sure.
Hey, Philemon. My man Draken needs to chat with you.
Bye.
Hello. What's up?
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Clarification.
Yep.
When you
I
guys
love
were
that
on
word.
Yondu,
Mm.
it was because you were bonded to Snozboop that he didn't forget. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay,
That's
good
right.
enough.
And it's like a protection thingy. So like while we're bonded to him, he won't be able to be under the full effects of agony and such. But he will still be able to be affected. I don't know how. I just know he can. But not like erased.
But just
It's
not
not
as
going to be
much.
like, yeah. It's not like if the thing is attempted on him, he might lose some memories, some capability. I don't know. He might grow a little weaker in some case. I don't actually know. But he won't forget.
Then get a hold of Fear for me. Assume it'll be easier for you. I mean, he's around.
He just keeps looking at you, then looks beside you, and
Oh,
your
he's right
shadow,
beside me, isn't he?
your shadow kind of stands up and goes, "I've been here the whole time. I'm just waiting for you to realize."
We have 4 days to bond.
Oh, you actually want to? Oh, we could do that. Yes, I suppose.
Should probably talk to my god first, though. Give me a few hours. And I'm gonna turn around, and I'm gonna go down to where we're staying.
There's a nice cabin that's been situated and put just underneath where the captain's cabin is. That's large enough, with large enough entryway for even BT to go into. And large enough living space. Kind of a couple steps down, it kind of looks like the back end of this ship has just been stationed off to be, instead of the 3 individual levels underneath, to make the 4-decker, it's just the captain's cabin, yours, and then another one underneath. And on the outside, you can tell that there's just a couple of guns that are missing in the 3rd and 2nd level area to make a large enough room for you all to be able to stay comfortably. But
All
with
right.
that,
Gonna do some
though,
praying.
we are going to end for this week, and we'll hop in next week with the captain's dinner and see what their plan is for this end of the voyage when they arrive at yonder. We'll see what happens. Till next week, you all. Bye.
The year may have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. May peace follow you out. May you return for more gifts